Hello, soulmates. Welcome to Joy Honest Fashion Academy. My name is Justice. So, in today's video, we're going to be looking at how to draft this beautiful dress you saw on the thumbnail. If this is what you would like to watch, please watch till the end to get the best part of it. So, the first thing I'm going to do, this dress is actually for a little girl, but we can use the same method to draft for an adult. So the first thing I'm going to do is to draft my gown pattern, the front and back pattern together in one paper. So that is what I'm going to do to draft my gown pattern. Please, in case you do not know how to draft your bodice, the link is in the description box. You can use that to draft your gown as well. So let's go. um from the shoulder for the back, you can see, and then we're connecting to the armhole, and we have our chest line, our bust line, and our waistline, the hip line, and then to the length of the gown, right? Just the normal way you draft your pattern, but this is just going to be long. Okay, so please, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please kindly give us a thumbnail, subscribe to the channel, and we'll have more beautiful things to do. So I have the pattern for my front and back bodies, and I'm going to be cutting them out. In case you drafted it separately, I'm just going to cut them out and put them together. So this is it, the front and back together side by side. So what I'm going to do now is to mark where I'm going to be inserting my flay from the CB, the center back. I'm marking like 2 inches depending on how wide you want the center to be, like 2 inches up or 3 inches, just depends on what you want. Then I'll start curving it from where I want my gathers or the flay to be, either from the waistline or a little below the waistline, or from the hip line, just where you want it to be. So I'm going to use my curve and curve it out, right? Hope you can see the way I'm placing the curve. You just place it the same way and connect your lines together. So I'm connecting the lines together from my waistline, right? From the waistline. Then I'll use my straight ruler, because this part has to be straight. I'll use my straight ruler and connect it downwards. So the same thing I'm going to do for the back. This is the front actually. For the back, we're still going to do the same thing. Now for the back, I'm marking the same thing that I marked for the front, 2 inches or 2.5 or 3 inches, just depending on how you want that space at the front to be, how big or how wide you want that space to be. Okay, you can connect it to your hip line, and then from the waistline you connect to your straight line too. Now for the back, remember that the back length is usually higher than the front length, but this part I have to bring it down to be on the same line with the front waistline. You can see the way it is. So I had to bring it down so that the two of them will need to match up together. This is because the person is actually a small girl, so she doesn't have a bust dart. Okay, she doesn't have bust, so there's no need connecting, holding the bust to raise the front up. But if you have, you can just do it together. Once you close your bust line, everything comes to be at the same line. I hope this makes clear to someone, right? So the point is that just make sure that the front and back matches up together, so that the joining will be at the same point, whichever way you want to do it. It's acceptable, so that is what we're doing here. Have you subscribed to this channel? Please kindly do so. So patiently watch till the end and you will get the benefit of what you are watching. Just follow the lines, follow the instructions, and you are on your way to getting it correct. Okay, so after cutting, we're going to add balance mark. That is in case you, or the balance mark is not even necessary, but in case you would forget where the two of them will meet, you can add balance mark. But what I wrote was just an indication of CF and CB. Okay, so here I'm adding the balance mark so that it will serve as a guide for you to know where to fix um, your flay or your gathers or whatever you choose to do with the cutout. So here I have the cut out for both the front and the back together, and I'm just going to close the waistline like this to create a flay. You can open it as wide as you want depending on how much flay that you want. Okay, you can just open it so wide to create a very big flay for it. Now if you want gathers, you just have to slash and cut. Okay, slash and spread up downwards so that you can have as much gathers as you want. Just have to play around it however you want it to be. Okay, so there is no particular way. You might not choose to do it the way I'm doing it in the video. There is no particular way of doing it. Some will have it just as flay and the mouth will just be together. Some will have it as gathers. Some will have it as split. So just play around your pattern however you want it. Do it like that, but make sure it comes out beautiful. So I'm slashing it and spreading in case I want a wider flay on it. Then if I need the gathers, I need to cut it through and shift it so that I can have much space in between to gather it. Just however you choose to do it, it's acceptable. So whatever you choose to do, place on another paper once you're done playing around it, either flay or gathers or pleats. You just have to trace it on another paper, right? Just the way I'm doing, so that you'll be able to use it and cut on your fabric. This is quite simple if you understand the principle or how the method of how it's being done. You can actually do whatever you choose to do with it. I hope this is making sense to you. I hope this is making sense to someone. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you find it interesting. If it helps you in any way, try to make a comment and appreciate it. It will keep us going. Okay, so let's go ahead. So the next thing was to place it on my fabric and cut exactly what I have, adding a little allowance for hemming and folding. On hemming, still the same thing, that folding or hemming. So the other part I've used it to cut my fabric, adding my zipper allowance at the back. You can see the way it is. Okay, so this is just what we need. You get your zipper and other necessary materials for sewing. Okay, so for each part, the front and back put together, we'll have to join the sides first. Join the side of your fabric front and back before attaching the cutout. All right, so that it's just going to be normal flay. It will no longer have side seam from the side. All right, thank you.